Welcome back everyone. Today I bring you another video with 9th Panzer, so our East German elite tank force that we have in the game, and we are going up against Mr. Taydolf Swiftler, who is playing KDA as he usually does, and similarly to the guy that I played in the last video, Taydolf kind of has like one playstyle that he does all the time. It's not like as predictable as with Legion, but he basically just air spams from like maybe the first or the second minute about, more or less. Um, well, in general, let's say early air spam. You can expect it from him like 90% of the time, and he almost always plays KDA. At least I think I haven't seen him on any different division. So yeah, that's what I was expecting. We are on vertigo, so obviously we're gonna rush down the left lane with 9th Panzer because spreading out doesn't make a lot of sense for us. He can spread out a lot better with cheap ATGMs and cheap infantry. So we will just rush down the center. As I said, he air spams, but that also means that I don't really know what his opener initially will be. He could do just like a wide spread out opener with billions of ATGMs and KDA Schützen and Reservisten, whatever. He could also rush down the center with like T-62s, T-54s, whatever. And not the center, but it kind of is the center of the map because this is what the play is centered around, the left side from where we're playing. So who knows? But yeah, in general, I will need AA. So you can see I'm starting with a Coupe and a Strela. I have a BRM going around the flank to maybe get it in here so I can have some exceptional recon, which will be pretty important because this forest line can be used for ATGM placements. And then I will also have, obviously, line of sight on his reinforcement road. That would be very, very nice. Just some standard Mod-Aufklärer into the forest line. I didn't want to go too far because I'm not so sure about how the recon tab of KDA works because it's very bad, but that's why I also can't remember what they even have available. I think they have PT-76s, so that's also something that he could do, just like cheap light vehicle rush. With the PT-76s, they get forward deployed. He also gets them in his tank tab, I think, though. Not sure whether you should be taking them. Just 2 SPWs for the right side. One Mod-Aufklärer for the actual center little village there with a Fago and an AGL. Deploying fairly defensively, again, because of me not knowing what exactly he has for recon. I can then move them up further. Fago will most likely be in here. I can also put it in this building to cover this road, but I was expecting him to do some heavy deployment down here, so rather put it in this building so that I can have some side shots. There's another Fago going in this building, and you have 3 T-72s as you can see. 3 T-72 moves all going up here as well. Then we have 2 AGLs, although that this would be no good idea because it's fairly likely that he will have quite a lot of infantry just as a meat wave, even if he starts with T-54s, T-62s or whatever. And then we have 2 Mordschützen and BMP-1 and a supply. And that's basically it. Well, as you can see, I'm retarded and I forgot to deploy a command, which is very dumb because this +2 sector is obviously very, very valuable. So if he has a command and I don't instantly put him at a +2, and this will be very bad. But you know, mistakes were made. Obviously, if I would have been smart, I would have replaced one of the T-72 moves with a T-72M command. But well, I'm not. So gotta work with what we have available. I realized that I forgot the command like a few seconds after we started the game. And yeah, so objective is to push through here, capture Anna, and then either reroute to the right and overwhelm him in Dimitri and the center, or push through to Ivan. I prefer to push through Ivan because you then just need to capture one sector to get the +4 On the right hand side, obviously, you need to capture both Dimitri and center to get the +4. This just takes longer, needs more resources most of the time. And well, fighting over the open for me is just better than infantry grinding because I don't have that much infantry. Already see something going in there, so or rather driving through here. Don't know exactly where it has gone. So see a lot of vehicles here. I kind of assumed that this is a heavy deployment here. See, I also then obviously bought first tick command and then some manpads as additional AA support. That also can't be seeded because KDA gets seed, which can be very, very problematic for my coup, obviously. Nothing going into here, which was very surprising, but also, well, I mean, very nice. Here I remembered that Recon BMP-1 of the East Germans doesn't have smoke. And yeah, KDA Schützen deploying, I mean, they will be deleted by the AGLs. Mod Schützen were deploying a bit, yeah, let's say aggressively. I was surprised that the ATGMs could see up to here. I thought that they couldn't. Quickly getting the Mod Schützen off the road because, yeah, he also has some tanks in the back. My T-72s shouldn't have an issue dealing with them, but yeah, as I said, I didn't realize that they were like targetable by the ATGM. Now I see the cluster coming in, and then I remember that, yeah, well, I mean, I have AA, but bunching up all my tanks into one cluster wasn't the brightest idea. Luckily I get out the tanks in time, but he kills a Strela. Very unlucky. Su-22 also gets out. I didn't pay attention. I don't know whether it was hit or not. But anyway, that was a bit bad. He also has now gained quite a few points. My Great Launchers have gone down because of his T-54 fire support and my T-72s just not being able to finish them off, unfortunately. Now the Mod Schützen here are obviously in a lot of trouble. Forgo just wasting all its ATGMs on stupid SPWs. One of the reasons why I, by the way, think that SPWs are actually pretty good. You can just, like, drive them forward, bait out the ATGMs, and then if you lose them, yeah, it's like whatever, it's 20 points. And then actually push in your tanks. Finally get rid of the T-55s. Took me long enough. Forgo now maybe also gets a side shot. It misses, of course it does. Another plane coming in. Iglas did finally get in. Oh, it's an AT plane actually. But I get out of line of sight in time, and then the AT plane obviously doesn't do anything anymore. Oh, it actually vetted up the BRM. Oh, interesting. Didn't even notice that. Coop shoots down the MiG-27. Very, very nice kill. The BRM here, though, unfortunately dies. T-72s engaging the T-55s. I mean, this should be won by the T-72s. If they would miss all of their shots, that would be very helpful. At this range, I mean, those are stuck out of their mind, but I mean, this one is still like normal cohesion. Like, bruh, come on. Mi-24 gets targeted by AA. That's not very nice. So quickly retreated, get hit. So from the damage we know that this is an OSA. Not good. T-72 is finally able to kill off those goddamn T-54s. I pushed them forward because I was hoping that I could snipe the OSA. But of course the T-72 misses, bro. And then the Su-22 cluster comes in, I retreat the tanks, but this time I was too slow and I retreated them the same way, so that was also a mistake by me. And they die. Coop hits at least once. And then, I don't know why this missile lost track. I wasn't moving the Coop, so yeah, no idea why. Pretty sad that it didn't get 2 hits. It was double vet, because it vetted up and then there's a command nearby. My other problem is that I just have no supplies left. I stopped the push, but yeah, no supplies. I moved in the Great Launcher because I thought that those buildings were cleared, but yeah, fun fact, they weren't cleared. That's a bit bad. There's nothing going on the right-hand side, but I kind of didn't want to divert resources into here. I thought that it would still be better to just keep my resources centered around the left side of the map. Especially because I know that he has taken very, very heavy losses as well. And that he has invested a lot of resources in airspam. Like, we have seen 2 bombers and an AT plane now. So that's like almost 3 minutes of income that he has used on air assets. Meaning that I should be having a pretty clear path to push through. Seed came in. Luckily the Coop was out of ammo, so it wasn't targetable. And now it will be resupplied, so I was like really looking at it to turn it off in time. You can see that I was spam clicking. So accidentally turned it off and on again, but yeah, now it's all under control. More T-72 moves have arrived, or like one move and the one T-72 M1, which I thought would be very handy against some more T-54s or T-62s, but yeah, they're all dead now. And critically now I'm lacking recon once again. My recon has been killed off. I bought in the Mi-8 PPA, so this will definitely be helpful, but I don't want to push it in too close because, yeah, I wasn't able to snipe off the goddamn OSA. I think at least it got out. Yeah, it should have gotten out. Grenade launcher, getting rid of the KDA Schützen. No issues there. He is capturing Dimitri in center now. Nothing really I can do against that. But yeah, as I said, plan is to push through here. Will put me back again in a tick. But overall, I wasn't really that worried about that. Just keeping my cool here, smoking off. Because there's still ATGMs in there, unfortunately, and I can't see them because I don't have recon up. Pushing the Mi-8 a little bit further forward, but because of the OSA, I can't really push it further in. Now I had to smoke off against the Fago, so unfortunately I didn't have smoke left for the AT plane. I had to turn off the Coupe because of the seat plane. So overall, very painful. Coupe retreats the seat, but doesn't get a hit. Also bought in a second Coupe, of course, because there's a lot of airspam already going on. Like, this is already 2 new planes, right? Because one of the AT plane that he bought first was already killed. So another, basically 2 minutes of income used on planes. But the problem is that I just can't get going on the ground because I needed to repair so much, and I also need to get recon up again. So he has time to get some reinforcements in. BRM here driving through here, but this will get him in range of the ATGM. That he does spot, at least, to be fair. I hoped I would be able to get out of range in time. I actually wasn't, but he missed. That was nice. I also don't know why he deployed 2 Fagos here. Like, you're fighting T-72s. The big advantage is that I have good armor. I would assume that maybe like 1 Conquerors would have been a good idea here, but oh well. We want to resupply the Fago. Because here, I mean, basically everything was supplied. I also bought in a big supply truck, so that I don't run out of supplies again. I bought a plane of my own, because I only saw 1 OSA, and because of his massive air investment, I know that he can't have a lot of air defense asset that he bought then again. OSA obviously hits first shot, and then napalm artillery comes in, which is very, very bad, because this is the big problem of focusing on 1 lane only. It's obviously very predictable where you're going to be. Like, you don't have to be a genius to know that your enemy is going to be building up in this area, or maybe further back, but in this case I obviously also want to have defenses in this forest line, so it was pretty obvious that I would be around here. I also see that I bought in some howitzers. It's a stalemate, so you know how it goes. I always buy artillery as soon as I can. I think 1 T-72 also went down either to the napalm or to something else. AT plane comes in, and I didn't smoke the tank in time, or I didn't pay attention, I can't remember. Turn off the Coupes to micro against the seat. Cluster comes in and kills off the BMP-2. I mean, yeah, that's whatever. Turn them off and turn them on and turn them off a little bit too late, but wasn't hit luckily. Now turn them on again, and both miss, bruh. I mean, at least I got the AT plane again, but the miss was very, very painful, and his napalm was also very painful. My howitzers are up though now, so I can start chipping away at his ATGMs. My infantry survived, so that's at least something, I guess. And also my AA is still alive. Recon also has survived, very importantly. More napalm coming in, move the Coupe out of the way, because I really don't want it to die. Especially because that's the upgraded one. I want to keep it alive as long as possible. Helicopter was also repaired. The recon helicopter here is also still up. Howitzers kill off the pack gun. This supply is now empty, so I'm gonna sell it off. Another seat coming in. AT plane coming in. I don't know what it was actually going for, honestly. Okay. Did the AT plane just snipe off the supply truck back there? I'm not sure. Yeah, unfortunately the Coupes, there's a bug right now with the stress on miss. if you have like 2 missiles coming in at the same time, they only apply stress of one of the missiles. By the way, the AT plane killed my helicopter on the ground. Bruh. But the Kubus once again killed the AT plane, so there's like 3 AT planes down already. So while he has been ticking this whole time, I'm actually kind of fine with that. Like, I have killed 3 AT planes, I think even 1 cluster plane. Or no, I think I didn't kill the cluster plane, I just was hit by the Kubes. So I'm honestly kind of okay with that. Supply truck moving up. Unfortunately, all my tanks are dead that I brought to the front line, so yeah, that really put me back. More Strellas coming in, more T-72s. No, I mean, I don't know whether the Strellas will be that useful at this point, actually, considering that he only has 1 AT plane left, if I'm not mistaken. Remember when they buffed the AT plane to 3 per card, just randomly, because why not? Yeah, I do. And then unfortunately, he brings in the Smirch and clusters my Coups. It was also a big mistake by me not having moved them again after they had shot. So, yeah, not well done by me. Kill of the Forgo with the AT, the artillery, I mean. And buying in a command for the artillery, you know. I love my upfitted artillery. Also still didn't move the Coup here. I don't know why. Sometimes I am a bit dumb. Yeah, bring in this command tank too, because at this point I remember that yeah, right, I need a command to actually, you know, capture a sector. Reaching the coup, luckily he like didn't know where exactly I fired from. He thought I fired from here. I know because I watched the replay and he marked the forest line here, but yeah, the coup was in a different position. So the coup luckily survives on like a millimeter of HP. I saw some more supplies come, like how do you call it? God damn it! Reinforcements. Jesus Christ, coming in. He snipes the supply truck, which I mean is kind of painful, but also not the best target for a Smirch, honestly. So I just put the artillery on it. It's really painful that he was able to keep me back for so long with his air spam. It's really problematic. I probably could have also just moved in my infantry during this whole time. But considering I killed his planes, it should be fine overall. KDA will lose in the long run against a T-72 spam division on vertical if, like, you play it right and your enemy doesn't play it, like, perfectly. So yeah, I didn't kill a cluster plane. Goes in for my tanks. Oh no, he actually went in for the Strela, I think? What happened there? They didn't drop. Okay, that's very dumb. But yeah, one of the clusters goes down. The other one comes out alive. Sedge. Yeah, infantry now moving in. There's 2 packs, but they were deployed very far back, so they're pretty useless. Watchitsu here in a bit of a rough position, but Grenade Launcher already moving up will help out. BMP2 coming in as well. Those will be very helpful against all the infantry. Because like the Watchitsu and the BMP1 are very nice because they're super cheap, and the BMP1 is like it's still an ATGM vehicle. Even though the ATGM is shit, your enemy will still be forced to smoke off or be stunned, because stuns from ATGMs are completely busted. But the BMP2 is obviously much better, because it has a better ATGM, it has a better gun, especially for anti-infantry purposes, so BMP2s all the way. So now getting into the sector, waiting for the command tank to get in. Not bought, BRM1 has been on the field for quite some time, but moving it forward now as well to see what's going on here, whether there's something left in those buildings here as well. Also moving up the Igla. Nothing was going on in the center here, so I decided to just move up the Molotov-Klärer. If it spots something, the grenade launcher will be helping. There was still something firing at the BRM, so I quickly retreated. I really didn't want to lose it. And there is in fact an Aufklärer there. But even without a great launcher support, the Molotov-Klärer should have no issues dealing with the standard Aufklärer. And yeah, there are ATGMs in this forest line here. Kill of the BMP2, that's very sad. Spot his KDA Aufklärer. It will not be long for his world. Also moving up the Mi-8 PPA now. I killed off his also when I pushed through here. So this should be pretty much fine to move up. Coup here was repaired, so moved it up a little bit further again, also vetted up. Also should have moved it up even further now, as well I am pushing in. so I need support from further forward. This was very lucky that he missed here. I also didn't know that, like, if you don't go into, like, the furthest corner of the sector, the ATGM from here can actually see you. Didn't expect that. Okay, so that was very lucky. This last AT plane circling around. BRM actually dies once again to the, I think it's a Pionierführer here. Recon BMP-1 going down, a bit unnecessary. But more Schützen are already on the way to clear out the forest line. I have stopped the tick at 800, which is pretty fine on this map. Like, you can get very high ticks on vertical. He is using his napalm once again. My artillery not doing a lot right now because I just don't see anything. Cluster coming in for the BMP-2. Not really the most valuable target, but everything missing. Jesus Christ. He flew directly over my Strelas, but whatever. The Smerge also coming in, microing against the seat and then shooting it down, so that was very nice. So, you know, whatever, let the cluster escape. Killing the seat is definitely worth it. T-72 now struggling a bit to get a kill. I guess the Rapira will, yeah, they will fire on the T-72, and I wasn't paying attention because I was trying to save my command and searching for targets for my artillery, and obviously microing the seat and stuff like that. Napalm going in once again. Don't really know why he went in here. Maybe he thought that the coup was still in here or something. Don't really know. But yeah, that was wasted. Yeah, T-62 now will obviously delete my infantry here in the open. And the infantry in the forest line is a bit too far out. Artillery on the tank. Should maybe be able to deal it. I also didn't really want to move it up further because I didn't have any information. Or, like, I have this SPW here, but I still don't trust recon too much, so I didn't want to move it up too far. I thought that keeping it... I maybe could have put it in here, honestly. But then this is so close to the road, and then if you counter batteries it with this Smerge or the napalm, it could hit some reinforcements on the road, so yeah, it's fine. Repairing the command tank to keep it alive. More Schützen here actually got in. Or almost got in. Funnily enough, but never mind. The Rapira should be able to deal with it. AT plane gun running it now. Coop and Strela maybe will get a hit. No, both miss again. Bruh. 20% ECM. Jesus Christ. That's 50%. That's also 50%. Like, come on, man. Please give me one hit. Now here, I know that there is some unit in here, but I can just use my MEH-PPA to spot it. Getting the two Mordschützen that I can then later on use to get into the forest and then, like, have a pincer attack from here, here, and here into this back cap, into Ivan. MiG-27 finally gets hit by the coup. He's actually not double wet. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, Mordschützen were put in the forest line for exactly this purpose, sniping off a few SPWs. Rapira in the forest should also be a pretty good fight, actually. T-62 still sitting in the forest line here, being a real nuisance. And I don't have a lot of tanks left. Two BMP-1s aren't gonna do it against a T-62 because those have the Bastion ATGM that has 2,800 meter range and very high speed. That's why they are very strong. And one reason why KDA in general is, you know, a pretty strong division. It's not like S tier or anything. It's not even necessarily A tier. It's somewhere between A and B tier. Some people still think it's bad, but they're just wrong. Like, it's honestly a very, very decent division. Also, finally calling in the... where are they? The little ATGM vehicles. Yeah, here they are, the Sturm S. This is the one that has the Kokon on it. The MTOB with the Kokon on it. Not a coup, because he still has a few planes left, so I want to be able to defend against those. I mean, don't know why he went in with the cluster bomber on this one. Maybe he doesn't have any HE bombers, so he needs to use the cluster bombers against infantry. No idea. It seems like a bad building choice. Maybe. KDA has the MiG-21s. The MiG-21 HE bombers. Why wouldn't you use those? Well, who knows, who knows. Some Pioneer Flams also will be routed into the forest. Yeah, finally got rid of the stupid Pionierführer here. Also some more T-72s coming in for the flank. And more Schützen. As I said, Coop finally in position. Also more recon, because I once again lost my recon. Yeah, I really need to keep my recon alive more in 9th. It doesn't have the best recon. infantry recon it is. It has the jammer helicopter, which is very, very useful. But infantry recon, it struggles a bit. Yeah, I finally called in my own napalm as well, because I thought that, you know, it is a good idea, as I said, to use it against enemies where you know that they will have to be sitting in a very dense defensive position, and I know that he will be sitting like here and here, so I might as well buy in my own napalm. Yeah, unfortunately I didn't move it, the coup, since it killed the seed, so he remembered where it was and killed it with the Smirch. Again, not all done by me. If you're playing against an enemy that is either air spamming a lot or using artillery or both, like in this case, always move your AA after it has fired, because if they're good, they will either remember or ping it where it was and then just use their artillery, or overwhelm it with air. Because that's also what you can do, right? You can, for example, send in a seed first, so your enemy has to turn off his AA, or take the risk of getting seeded, and then just have a cluster or bomber go behind it and bomb it. Pretty solid tactic, actually. T-62 outranging me. Like, the T-72s are very good against standard tanks, because then the extra range isn't that much of an issue, but against the ATGMs it obviously is very, very problematic. Kills off the T-72 with his cluster bomber. I killed a cluster bomber in return. Don't kill his seat. Everything missed. That was a bit unlucky, but I mean, getting the cluster bomber in return is good. I think he now has like only one AT plane and one seat plane left. Unfortunately, he now brings in his Mi-8. I completely forgot about, you know, the helicopters. As always, man, I have so much air defense, but it's all focused around countering his planes. So that was really, really bad by me. Just like, they deleted pretty much my whole push here. I do a preemptive napalm barrage here, trying to get into the buildings, so that the stupid T-62 will finally not be able to just bully me in the open. Unfortunately, he has an ATGM that I can't see, because, yeah, I realized that the ATGM back here has like a small sight line to this little forest patch here. I think I also saw an ATGM firing from here or something, so I put my standard howitzers on it. Napalm, yeah, as I said, fired on the forest patch here where I saw a bunch of his infantry going in. Yeah, got one T-62, so that's very nice. Lose one BMP-1 in the process, but that's honestly neither here nor there. Whatever. Also rerouted the Strelaton for some anti-helicopter protection. The infantry here should be actually good enough to deal with his infantry in the forest. Also pushing in my rocket planes to maybe get rid of his helicopters, but unfortunately he now has bought back some AA. So there's a book back here, and this is either a book or an OSA, I'm not sure. I think it's a book. But nah, it might also be an OSA because it fired a bit late, I think. But yeah, now his napalm is opening up once again, but I'm using my napalm to get rid of his book. I was just hoping that he wouldn't be moving his AA as well. Pioneer Flam engaging his Pioneer Flam. So it's the fire battle. It was really a like napalm focused game. Forgo here also hits this Strelaton because I didn't know that the building back here actually had any sightline at all. So that was very dumb and annoying. I was just trying to kill off the other T-62, but I think he gets out in time. He most likely gets out in time. Ha! Very sad. And here I'm trying to get rid of him, but the KA Schützen are really, really good in such cases, because there's just so many of them. It's hard to get rid of. His napalm constantly keeping me pinned. So basically doing what I showed you in my last videos with howitzers is obviously also applicable to napalm artillery. Just keeping your enemy pinned down, and it's even better with the napalm artillery because it does so much damage, as you can see, even if it like doesn't get a direct hit. The problem is obviously that napalm artillery is quite expensive. This one is more expensive than the GGR one, but it is still expensive, and they have a lot of supply use, and they reload very, very long. This one here though has 2 charges in it, so that's the big advantage. Here I did a like danger close barrage and killed off my own units as well. And then unfortunately he disconnected. That was a bit sad. But I mean, I was pushing him slowly but steadily either way, so I don't know whether I would have won. It's hard to tell because his artillery usage was very good. But I have killed off basically all of his air, which is the only thing he has to stop me. I mean, sure, he can then try to shoot at me while I get into the sector, but at some point his artillery will have to reload. And I can then still get into the sector, and then I'm at a +4, and there's just almost no way for him to get back into the sector. And as you saw, I also have napalm artillery, so I can keep him out of the sector just as much. Yeah, so early on, killing off the T-54s was really important, but unfortunately took a bit too long. And also a big mistake by me to have them all bunched in one spot. I should have already macroed them apart more so that the cluster bomber couldn't have killed them. Even though the first one missed anyway, but then the second one got 2 in 1 run. Forgo here. Actually got a KD Aufklärer in the transport. Okay, that's nice. Well, other than that, didn't get a lot of important kills. So the BRM1 got 2 SPW Conquerors, so putting it into the far left was really a good choice. Another Forgo. I mean, they got a Conquerors, so that's a good kill. And yeah, Coops really doing a great job. 3 AT planes killed, seed plane killed. Artillery also did a good job, honestly. Like 2 ATGMs, AT gun, command, tank, 2 recon. Good enough. Here, cluster bomber killed. Another APC, another cluster bomber killed. The napalm got the book, but then got my own infantry. Oopsie daisy. Yeah, so this was basically just about stopping his airspam and then slowly getting my way in, and also, yeah, killing off his T-62s with the Rapiras, also very, very important, and with the Bastions, the Rapira is the AT gun. Killing off those is also very important. Their high range is a big issue to the T-72s. And on his side, the cluster here did very well because this was the cluster run where he got 2 tanks in 1. That was just not well done by me. AT plane. I think this is a decent run for it, actually, because it got the helicopter that was landed, bruh. His napalm also didn't get a lot of kills, actually, but just did so much damage and was holding me back a lot. So that's why it was definitely a very good choice by him to bring that. And Smirch killing off 2 Coops. Big mistake by me. Not well done. And overall, I think I was pushing a bit too over eagerly then after I got his +1 sector. Should have built up a bit more, but spread out the build-up area more so that I can't be targeted by artillery that easily. And obviously, should have had AA with my push in the forest. That was very, very dumb. Yeah, overall, pretty good game. Remember that KDA is a good division. Don't let anybody gaslight you into thinking otherwise. And yeah, I really hope that we will get a rank reset on Friday, because, not gonna lie, the meta is getting really boring. High level is pretty much just spamming 56Y, and at like mid to low level where I'm playing, it's just 5E and sometimes different divisions, but mostly it's 5E and VDV spam as well. And yeah, let's hope that the balance patch will also be good in general. And yeah, well, I hope to see you then. I will try to get out of videos as early as possible with the new patch. And until then, have a beautiful day, and bye-bye.